think the beauty about our community in the Blue Valley School District is that we can all work together.
You're really always just looking forward to just go back to school.
Just to see the pride that people have in Blue Valley School District year after year is so much fun to watch.
You can't find this anywhere else. I am so thankful we live where we live and can have our children in the Blue Valley school systems.
Hello, Blue Valley community. My name is Tonya Merrigan, and I am the proud superintendent of the Blue Valley School District, and I am here today for another episode of our podcast, BV Unmuted. Today, I am so excited because I have joining me three very special guests, and those special guests are going to help me to discuss the positive impact that teachers have on students. With me today are three Blue Valley students. We have Caroline, who's a senior at Blue Valley North, Arianna, who's an 8th grader at Lakewood Middle, and Maverick, who is a junior at Blue Valley High School. Thank you for joining us today.
Here. Pleasure.
During my over 30 years in education, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to see firsthand the positive impact educators have on the lives of their students. Recently I announced that I'm retiring at the end of this school year, and I've heard from some former students of mine about what they're doing now and the great things that happened as a result of what happened in Blue Valley. So I'm really excited to hear from each of you about some of the teachers and mentors that we have in our buildings. I'm looking forward to understanding kind of your insights and the critical role that educators play in shaping students' academic success, character, and confidence. But before we jump in, we're going to start by letting each of my guests introduce themselves. They're going to tell you a little bit about their journey in Blue Valley and what school they're in now. So I'm going to start with you, Maverick.
All right. Hi, I'm Maverick. I went to Prairie Star Middle School, 6th through 8th grade, and then now I'm currently at Blue Valley High. So,
welcome.
Yes, thank you.
What about you, Caroline?
I started my time in Blue Valley at Mission Trail Elementary School, and I was there for K through 5th grade. And then I went to Leawood Middle School, and I was there for 6th through 8th. And now I am a Mustang at Blue Valley North High School.
Awesome. And what about you, Arianna?
My Blue Valley journey started 4-ish years ago now at Sunset Ridge Elementary in 5th grade when I moved to Kansas. And then I've been at Lakewood Middle for all 3 years of middle school, and we'll be going to Blue Valley West next year.
You're going to be a Jaguar. Yeah. Wow, awesome. Okay. So the first question is a hopefully easy one. Name one teacher that you can recall who made a significant impact on your life. It could be somebody you currently have or somebody maybe from the past. So Maverick, we're going to start with you this time.
I'm an avid, so I've had Mrs. O'Brien since freshman year, and I think having a teacher connected with me for so long has really helped our relationship grow, and she's just so helpful with college and stuff and easing my pressures about that, and giving me advice on what I should do, like leadership wise, has just been super helpful, and I'm very grateful that I'm in Avid and that she's my Avid teacher.
And you've had her for every year you've been in high school?
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. What about you, Caroline?
When I was in 6th grade, I had a wonderful teacher named Mrs. Terrell, and she was my social studies teacher, and I just adored her. She was definitely someone who, she used to do theater, so she was so fun and, just had a lot of energy every day. And I really attribute her to the reason that I am really passionate about social studies and history. She taught us about, ancient Mesopotamia, and that was kind of what her class was about. But because of her, I read about history all the time, and I think that she really inspired me to look into my interests into high school and then hopefully into college as well.
And what about you, Arianna?
I'd say probably one of my more impactful teachers would be my gifted teacher, Miss Kate Pepper at Lakewood Middle. I've had her for all 3 years. And she, I think, has really brought to mind what it means to be an extracurricular student athlete on the mental basis. And I think she's really helped me through a lot of my social emotional goals while also inspiring me to be a better person every day.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Caroline, can you think of maybe a challenging time that you had any time in school, and how did a teacher help you through that?
I feel like every year of my Blue Valley career, I think I've always had a teacher I could go to, discuss something that maybe I'm going through. I'll call out Mr. Smalley. He is he's a biology teacher and he's the AP Environmental Science teacher at Blue Valley North. And last year, of course, the junior stress, the stress that comes with junior year.
That's real. That is real.
It is real. I can attest. He really was there for me the whole year. I took AP Environmental Science last year, and he was, I think, one of the only people that I would go into his class and he would just be like, I can tell you're stressed out. What can I do to support you? And just the way that he reads his students, he knows exactly what's going on in our minds. And I think it was really valuable to have him during a tough year. And I'm still really close with him to this day. Very thankful for him.
What about you, Maverick? Can you think of a teacher that's helped you?
Well, I can think of so many teachers because every single teacher I've had has been nothing short of amazing. But last year I had personal issues in my family, and all my teachers really rallied around me. But in particular, Mrs. Weedle, my sophomore year chemistry teacher, she was really attentive to me and really made sure I was doing all right mentally. So
good. Glad to hear that. What about you, Arianna?
Again, so many teachers that I can think of. But I'd say probably my 7th grade science teacher for biology, Mrs. Troby. She spurred a lot of, I think, growth in me. She's always there for me as well. Even to this day, as an 8th grader, she's a person to fall back on. And I feel that she's kind of shown me a path that I can possibly take in my future into biology, into anatomy, into medical degrees and doctorates. And I think that was really valuable to my life personally because it just opened up a lot of pathways and possibly future jobs.
Awesome. Okay, so Maverick, we're going to go to you this time to start. Have you had a teacher who has influenced your personal growth or helped you to develop skills beyond academics?
Ooh, I think my Spanish teacher, Senor Dean, has really just helped me bring out my humor a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's really funny, so I think
he is funny.
Yes,
I agree with you.
So he just brightens my day, and I think he's taught me to look at things with a more positive mindset because I used to be a little narrow-minded at times. So it's just helped me open up my thinking.
Very good. What about you, Arianna? Can you think of somebody who's helped you maybe beyond academics?
Yeah, I'd say my current Spanish teacher, Senora Del Valle at Lakewood, I've had her for the last 2 years, so for 7th and 8th grade. And she's really helped me flourish both in academics and outside because I think that her daughters and I have a lot in common. And it's been really amazing connecting with someone who has so many experiences that I also have. And I think that's really brought me out of kind of the bubble I was in starting middle school as one of the newer students there, one of the girls who were learning their way around. I think she really brought me out of my headspace.
Awesome. Okay, Caroline, to you, somebody who helped you beyond academics.
I think this kind of maybe it might touch into academics a little bit, but I think it's definitely helped me outside of the classroom as well. I had a history teacher my sophomore year, Mr. Breedlove. He's quite known around the school as just being a fantastic teacher. He used to say that it's really good to do hard things. It's really important to do hard things, and it's good for us. And I just remember him saying that one day, and it really stuck with me, and it's something that I've really taken into a lot of parts of my life. Things that I'm really nervous about or feel a lot of anxiety about doing something new or, I don't know, trying a new sport, trying a new activity. I kind of keep that in my mind that it's good to try hard things, and I'm really thankful for his words and that wisdom because I definitely know that I'm going to carry it with me into my future.
Yeah, it is good to do hard things. Yeah. What a great message from a teacher. Okay, Arianna, I get to start with you this time. In what ways have your teachers helped you feel connected to your school or community?
So I'd say Blue Valley is definitely one of the best places to be for something like this, where community plays such a huge role in academics, in social life, in everything. And I'd say that probably a teacher who really did that for me was Mr. Geist. He no longer is at Lakewood Middle. He's at, I think, University of Texas, getting a degree of some sort to follow his passions, which I completely encourage. But hopefully he's hearing this. He opened up so much for me. He showed me how to look at literature differently, how to look at history differently, like you had said earlier. And I think, yeah, like Caroline also said, it's a message that your teacher gives you sticks with you for a really long time. And I think just looking at things through different eyes, that's something that Mr. Geist really gave me, and it is something I, to this day, carry.
Awesome. Okay, Caroline, how have teachers helped you feel connected to your school or community?
You know, I think I mentioned this at the rally in the Valley, that what's something really unique about Blue Valley is that all the high schools are really connected. We know each other through all of the activities. And so I feel like for me, I want to kind of take this moment to thank all of my teachers that are club advisors and sponsors and have opened up those doors to be a part of the Blue Valley community. Mr. Levy, who was the ex-DECA advisor, Mr. Box, who is the debate teacher. You know, these people really played a very serious role in getting me very excited about my activities and extracurriculars. And because of them, one of my best friends I met through this extracurricular, and she went to another school. And I think that because of these teachers that are opening up these different paths with extracurriculars, I've found new friendships and new opportunities.
Yeah, that it is amazing how small Blue Valley is with that. So that's great.
Yes.
What about you, Maverick?
One of the teachers that really sticks out to me, he's no longer at Blue Valley. He's in Chicago. My sophomore honors English teacher, Mr. Weeks. It was something really small. He'd just take 5 minutes at the beginning of the class to really ask us how we were doing, talk about our weekend. But it just really made the class feel like a community. So everyone was it just brought everyone out of their shell a little bit, and it allowed the class to feel more connected. And especially first semester. Second semester we lost a lot of the people, but first semester it was everyone liked each other, and I think that was because of those 5 minutes at the beginning. Yes, at the beginning.
So you all have talked a lot about different teachers and the different things they've done to really help you succeed and make you feel successful. How do you think teachers go about building those relationships to make you feel that comfort and support in the classroom? What are some specific things they do? And I'm going to start with you this time, Caroline.
Well, I mean, this is something I've kind of thought about because I was talking to Mr. Smalley, the previously mentioned, and he was telling me about how hard it is. You know, every 4 years he gets to know a student and he creates these friendships, and then, we graduate and it's really hard for him. And I never really thought about that it's you create these connections with students and then they kind of go and you usually don't see them again. And so I don't know how teachers do it. I know that for me, it starts with them usually reaching out to me, and that is asking how my day's going. And I think, they don't have to do that, but I think I speak for all of the students when I say we definitely recognize when teachers ask us about how we're doing and ask us about what we're interested in and our passions. It means a lot, and I know that that's, those little questions and little chats are a primary way that we create connections. And I'm definitely going to miss a lot of my teachers, not only in my high school, but all my Blue Valley teachers when I graduate.
Yeah, that is a great way when they just recognize who you are and ask a few questions. What about you, Maverick?
I think something all of my memorable teachers have in common is making us feel important in the world. Just doing the little things like asking about our day or our weekend, or checking up on us when you're feeling down, or just little things like that really make a huge difference, especially to kids that don't have that at home. I think it's really important for teachers to kind of show that they care about you, and it's nice. So.
And what about you, Arianna?
I think to add on to both what Maverick and Caroline said, I think for me it's really important that a teacher is willing to make a connection and that they do give us a voice in in our classrooms, in our districts, and in the world. And I believe that it's a hard job to have. It's tough to always have to be there for someone. But for me, I believe that if a teacher would ever show any sort of interest, any sort of kind of empathy, it opens up a two-way bond. It can become a two-way street, regardless of age gaps or experiences. I think that relationships like that do grow.
Very good. Very good. Well, we in Blue Valley are so very, very lucky because we have amazing teachers at all grade levels, all the way from our little ones in early childhood through elementary, middle school, high school, in our special education program, in the 18 to 21-year-old program. And I just appreciate the fact that you three were willing to come in and share some great things that are happening, because the reason teachers do their jobs is because of each of you. And I know, Caroline, you have worked hard at Blue Valley North to do some special things for teachers. I've seen some things on social media and such. And you want to tell just a little bit about that?
Yes, for sure. Based out of Blue Valley North, I, along with a couple other students, we created an organization called Students Heart Teachers, and it mainly started because we saw the impact of the teacher retention crisis on our school. And I know that Maverick mentioned some teachers leaving, and I think that for many years, we've seen that a lot of teachers, maybe are leaving the profession, and we wanted to do what we could, which is hold some appreciation events and show the teachers that us as students are so thankful for everything they do, and we do not take it for granted. And I think sometimes that message doesn't get across, so we try to do it through the appreciation events, and then, of course, speaking here is another opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I just love that because we at district office, and I think many parents in the community, are always trying to thank our teachers. But when students do it, I can tell you firsthand it means an awful lot to their heart. So thank you for all your work on your doing that.
Yes, no worries.
So as we wind down here, I'm going to give you all one more opportunity. If somebody's listening to this and they're thinking, gosh, should I go into teaching in Blue Valley or should I go somewhere else? Why should they come to Blue Valley? What's special about Blue Valley? We'll start with you, Arianna.
Yeah, as previously mentioned, Blue Valley is really just one big community. Like, there are bonds across schools, across from teachers and students in schools in different areas in Blue Valley. And I think that probably something that sets it apart so much is the community factor. And also, I think it's, I'd say, like, welcoming kind of atmosphere. Because I also came in at kind of a late area. I was a fifth grader at Blue Valley, and that was my first year here. And I have to say, being a student in Blue Valley is such a privilege because all of my teachers, all of the students, everyone was there for me for that. It was very much a community, and I think that's probably my biggest reason to come to Blue Valley.
Awesome. What about you, Caroline?
I think I can probably split it up into two main reasons. Number one, I've personally heard stories from some of my teachers about the administration, and I know at least at Blue Valley North, my teachers rave about the admin and how supportive they are. So I think, if you're a teacher listening out there, just know that the teachers are speaking to the level of support they're getting from admin. And then I think from a student perspective, my family moved to Johnson County into the Blue Valley School District. We moved here because of the schools. Mm-hmm. And I think that, I know that. And so when I go to school every day, I don't take my education for granted. I know how lucky I am to learn in Blue Valley. And I think that as a teacher, you may see how so many students here, they're not just here to get a day of school done. They want to learn something and they want to become better every day within a subject area or within a passion of theirs. So you're going to be working with students that want to be there and are excited to see you every day.
And what about you, Maverick?
So similarly, I moved here because of the schools. I used to live in Las Vegas and then we moved here and coming into sixth grade. And the biggest difference I've noticed is that Blue Valley really offers a good starting point for teachers, especially young teachers, because you get a group of students who are committed into learning and you get good resources throughout, not just the administration, but also other teachers. They're very willing to help each other out. Sometimes I see like other teachers going into different rooms, and it's just really interesting to see that difference between school districts, how that works out. So
Yeah. You know, Blue Valley is a special place. It's a special place because of the staff that we have, but it's also a very special place because of students like of each of you. And so I really appreciate the time that you all took to come in to help me to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is the great staff that we have within Blue Valley. So Blue Valley community, thank you for listening to this special edition of Unmuted, and I hope you have a really great day.